Hey, what's going on, my fellow idiots? Welcome back for another episode of Idiot Proof Cooking. So let me ask you a quick question. What's better than cinnamon rolls? Easy cinnamon rolls. All joking aside, I mean, cinnamon rolls aren't really that tough. Like, they can be a little finicky when you gotta roll the dough out. I did an episode on cinnamon rolls a while back, like last year sometime, and they're kind of idiot-proof. Not the most idiot-proof thing, but they're easy enough, I guess. But I made them easier today. We're going to be making cinnamon roll squares, so you don't have to do any rolling. You just make like a blondie or like a brownie type square, and then you turn them into cinnamon roll squares, and they were fantastic, super easy. Let's stop beating around the bush here in the intro. Let's just get into making these because I can't wait to show you how to do it. Okay, my fellow idiots, let's make these cinnamon roll squares. Now, the first thing you're going to need to get is your large mixing bowl. I feel like I say that all the time when we're baking, but hey, I guess you really do use your mixing bowls a lot when you're baking. So get out your large mixing bowl, maybe give it a twirl, fiddle with it for some reason or another. But the first thing we're going to do is add in 1/2 of a cup of white granulated sugar. Next in is 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. And then from there, we're going to add in 2 large eggs. So we just want to crack them in with the sugars. Make sure you don't get any shells in. I always say that, and I always end up getting a bit of shell in. So pick it out if you do get any shell in. But then get out your trusty whisk and whisk the eggs and sugar until they're thoroughly combined. What you'll want to do next is add in 3/4 of a cup of melted unsalted butter. So into the bowl it goes. And then some vanilla paste or vanilla extract. I put in a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I still haven't bought any more paste. I really got to get on that. And then whisk the butter and vanilla in with the sugar and eggs. Once it's all mixed together, it's time to add in our flour, specifically 1 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and then we're going to add in a tablespoon of ground cinnamon and mix that together again. Now I'm using a spatula this time because it's obviously going to thicken up, and a whisk is just going to clump up with all of that batter. So use your spatula, mix this all together until you have a nice smooth batter. You don't want any lumps of flour left over, and then go get yourself out an 8 by 8 inch baking pan, line it with some parchment paper, and then we're just going to get our bowl of batter and spatula in all of the batter, nice and easy. We're then going to use our spatula to smooth out the batter until it's nice and even, and then set aside your baking pan for a quick second because we're going to make a gooey cinnamon layer on this. So get a mixing bowl with a 1/4 cup melted unsalted butter, add in 1/3 of a cup brown sugar, and then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon, and then all we're going to do is use our spoon or a whisk or whatever you have to mix it, and mix this all together until you get a nice smooth and gooey cinnamon spread that you can put on top of it. Now I started off just kind of drizzling it all over, but then I realized that I have quite a bit of this cinnamon spread, so I said the hell with it, and I just poured it all on top. As you can see here, just get it all on top. I'm just going to quickly spread this out with a spoon here, and then go get yourself a wooden skewer because we're going to swirl the cinnamon throughout the squares so that you get nice little swirls of cinnamon throughout. Now is the time to go preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit because we're going to bake these squares for 20 to 30 minutes until they're thoroughly baked through and they're nice and risen. Now while the squares are baking, it's time to make the cream cheese frosting. So get out a mixing bowl, and into it we're going to start off by adding a 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese. I left mine sitting out at room temperature for like 40 minutes. As you can see here, it's super soft, kind of sticky, kind of a pain in the ass to get out of the tin foil covering here. Oh, come on, just hurry up. There we go. And then we're going to add in 2 cups of powdered sugar and 1/3 of a cup of melted unsalted butter, and then last but not least, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I really gotta go get some more paste. I've been slacking on that. So get out your electric mixer and then just mix all the ingredients together until you get a nice, smooth, and silky cream cheese frosting. You know what? We better give this a quick taste test. It looks good, but does it taste good? Like, let's be honest. Oh yeah, it tastes amazing. So there you go. You got some cream cheese frosting. So let's set that aside for a moment and go get our squares. Look at that. Look at the cinnamon just swirled throughout. Oh my god, they look beautiful and they smell amazing. All right, now the final step is to take that cream cheese frosting that you just made and put it on top of your cinnamon roll square. So you know what? I'm not going to be sparing here. You can use as much or as little as you want, but I'm going to use the entire amount of cream cheese frosting that I just made, and I'm just going to spread it it out on top of the cinnamon roll squares until they're nice and even. And now I'm going to go stick these in the fridge to let the frosting set for like an hour before I cut into them. And I know it's crazy, you should eat cinnamon rolls when they're piping hot fresh out of the oven, and normally I would agree, but I wanted them to retain their square shape with the frosting, so that's why I wanted it to set in the fridge first. So let's take these out of the pan and get into cutting them. Now look at this, I got a new knife from Vostede Cutlery. They sent this to me so I could use in my videos. I quite like it so far. Anyways, let's cut into these squares because I can't wait to try these. They smell amazing, they look amazing, so I'm just cutting them up into squares here. You know what, Rose was in the background, so was Meg bugging me for a bite of these, so I think these are gonna be amazing. All right, and here's a corner piece. If you've been watching the channel, you know I like corner pieces. And there we go, there's an inside shot of it, and let's try this. And oh wow, holy are these good. Wow, they are so good. They're nice and dense like a brownie, but they taste like a cinnamon roll, and the cream cheese frosting on the top is absolutely amazing. These are fantastic and easier to make than cinnamon rolls, so I think you'd like these if you tried them at home. But you know what, let's call it there. Let's call it an episode. This was a lot of fun to make because they turned out amazing, so I hope you like what you saw here today. And if you did, why don't you drop me a comment, like the video, or even subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching Idiot Proof Cooking, and we'll see you again soon.